The Mummies of Guanajuato are a group of more than 100 corpses preserved by natural causes that were discovered in the 19th century in Guanajuato, city of central Mexico. The history of these mummies dates back to 1833, when the city was hit by an outbreak of cholera. 30 years after the epidemic, the cemetery was full to overflowing, and some of the bodies were exhumed to bury the most recent. It was at this time that it was discovered that some of these bodies were mummified as a result of the extremely dry terrain conditions. Even more of these mummies were exhumed, and finally, the place where they were stored became the Museum of the Mummies of Guanajuato. Apparently, the first corpse to be exhumed was that of a French doctor named Remigio Leroy, a foreigner who died while visiting Guanajuato. To everyone's amazement, when Remigio Leroy's body was exhumed on June 9, 1865, it was discovered that he was quite well preserved. As more mummies of this type were unearthed, the Guanajuato authorities were forced to consider what to do with them. It was then that it was decided that the mummies would be relocated in an ossuary located in the basement of the cemetery. Soon the word spread of the existence of this warehouse of mummies, and people began to go to the cemetery with the intention of contemplating the macabre remains stored in the ossuary. Cemetery workers saw in this an opportunity to earn extra income and began charging small amounts to people who wanted to access the ossuary to see the mummies. This is how the Museum of the Mummies was born.